This is Spill the Sauce podcast with
Sam Hastings with Sam Sauce.
Enradi from Fire.
Let's keep spilling that good stuff. Hold on, I'm not ready.
Bing bong bada dong. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Spill the Sauce podcast. I am Radi from Fire, and I'm here joined with my co-host Sam.
Sam Hastings with Sam Sauce.
And tonight, we're always recording at night, but tonight we are joined here with our good or bad friend. I don't even know what this person is. I don't even know. Well, why do we have her here? We have Aurea, more known as Chilipino on Instagram. And I have a question, Chilipino. What the fuck is gardening?
It's basically putting plants in something like a substrate and letting them cultivate and thrive. That's what.
Yeah, wait.
We can wrap this up. That was awesome.
How are you gonna start that?
Yes. Hey, it's been fun.
What the fuck is
Sam,
gardening?
where can they find you?
But no, that's awesome. Like, if people have seen your content, you're good at what you do. I think that would just be cool to discuss. Like, it's 2023. I mean, how's the gardening setup? I mean, what are you doing right now?
I've killed so many plants, Samuel. I'm so sorry to say this, but I've just started planting seeds today.
Oh my God.
This is my
That's
first day off in like a couple of weeks. I've been busy. I've killed
because I was on vacation for like 3 months a little bit ago.
Yeah. Hold on. Anytime you look at Filipinos like Instagram, she's either like Mexico or like back in the Philippines or like in California doing some
Don't
stuff.
feel bad.
I don't know what the hell she's doing.
Did you
but
attack
she's
me?
like,
Did you send me here to be attacked?
Yo, this is Spill the Sauce. Do you not know what Spill the Sauce is? We are here even not as friends. Like, we don't like you right now, man. Like, you're like all this traveling you do for fun. What's up with that?
I was invited here under false pretenses.
All right, so back
this
to
was
it.
a friendly conversation.
I understand. I give you a little more time because you rub it in when you are on vacation. But what, you started plans early and they died, or what happened? You don't kill plants.
I don't normally, but you will see in the coming months there is something in the works that has caused me to kill plants, and I cannot say because of some contractual issues, but I cannot say why I killed the plants, but I don't mean to. I usually start plants in early February, and I had some successful germination. I did all the right things, but I unfortunately killed a couple hundred seedlings in the past couple of weeks because I was gone for a few days.
I don't, because you don't have to spill any sauce specifically about that. Because I feel like there's enough sauce being spilled about what you're talking about. I feel like it's in the area.
Listen,
in any social media.
Sam, I don't want to get in any trouble with Spill the Sauce. At
least
not
no
yet.
trouble.
Okay? So let's just keep it at that. Because everybody loves talking about the things they can't talk about. All I'm hearing here is that you got paid, or you got involved into something that it makes you kill plants. So I suggest you stop doing that. Yeah, whatever it is, just don't do it, dude.
Yes, and first of all, let me just say how happy I am to be in this podcast. I didn't think I would ever be invited to this podcast, but with Samuel Hastings from and Radi from Fire.
Ooh,
am I the only one that still can't roll his R's?
Oh yeah,
come Radi.
Oh,
hey, Radi, there you go.
So, okay, Radi. I mean, have you done any germination, any seed starting whatsoever so far this year?
Daddy Radi is doing no growing this year at all.
I thought you were gonna do a couple little goof off plans.
I mean, I do have seeds that I could that I'm planning on starting, but I might just always keep them inside, so I'm not in a rush to actually grow them. Like, I'm like to put them in. I'm doing so much other stuff right now. Like, like I was telling you earlier, before we even started recording, I got a new contract with a distributor here in Pennsylvania who's gonna start distributing for me. So like, they want a bunch of product, and they're asking me to make modifications to like my sales sheet like tonight, because they're having a meeting with like somebody else tomorrow morning. And so I'm like, After I'm not recording this, I'm going back to working on that.
That's like a lot of excuses to me, Radi.
What?
Bye.
Listen, I'm trying to spread the sauce, and my seeds is spreading no more. I'm not gonna
Okay,
plant
talk
anything
to
this year.
Samuel Hastings over here, who plants his own plants.
Ooh,
He has one of the most amazing setups I've ever seen. And he sends me a
Really?
message, says, "Am I winning?" And I'm like, "Sir, yes, you are winning."
I don't know about that. I think every year I do better. Like last year I started like in December and that was insane. And then I started this year like in January, and the plants I started in January, they're already so much better than they were last year. So I feel like I'm getting better, and it's going to get to the point where maybe I will just start in February, but my growth season in southern Minnesota, shit, it's 4 months if I'm lucky. That's terrible. So I need these things to get boosted big time really quickly.
Aurea, I have a question though. Like, why do you grow so many peppers? Like, what's the end goal here? Like, do you just make it for like personal consumption, or like, are you making any like sauce? Because so far, I just know you as somebody who like has a huge garden for a home garden. It's a oversized garden with a bunch of like plants. But like, do you grow anything? What do you grow? Is it mostly peppers, or like do you have other stuff too?
Well, I would explain myself as the anomaly. Like, I would grow an extensive amount of pepper plants. I have 140 plants last year just for my own consumption.
140 pepper plants?
Pepper plants.
Dude, that's big flex.
Dude. I made a whole batch of La Muerte out of like 24 plants.
Mhm.
Jesus.
And that just goes to show you how much peppers I consume, right? As the only pepper eater in my family.
That's insane too. I mean, my both of my growth tents set up, I can do like 70-ish. So at the peak, I might have like 140 total. But that's like a huge garden. Like you have raised beds, it looks aesthetically pleasing, everything looks really nice. We've seen your little flybys with the puppy running around. It looks like a nice little play area, but it just looks like you guys got like, you do like flowers and stuff in between too, or no? Uh-oh.
I think we lost her. I have to invite her again. She texted me in the side saying she lost me. Oh, there you go. I was gonna ask you, like, just come back in. It's completely fine.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, no, it's cool. So
You
where were
better
we?
be.
We can just like we can edit this whole bit out.
Okay.
Or we can just like leave it. Hey everybody, we lost Aurea for a
Yeah,
minute. This is
sorry.
what happens when we record online.
Like
Like,
internet from Chicago.
we
Sorry.
are in 3 different states, 2 different time zones, so
Mhm.
it's a complicated setup. Sam and I are not recording face to face. Technical difficulties. But yeah, so you were talking about how you grow way too many pepper plants for your own personal consumption. Sam was just fanboying over your raised beds and how you do your stuff.
I would
And something
argue
about your
that
puppy.
I only grow enough for myself.
That's insane.
Yeah, dude. Do you
I love
actually
it.
eat
That's so-
everything?
I do. And the thing is that I dry a lot of the stuff and I consume it throughout the winter as dried peppers. And then I make my own hot sauce, like the harvest sauce, as I call it. And that's barely enough to last me the season, like the winter. And then I have to grow again. Like right now, I'm out of hot stuff and I have to buy. Sam, you know this. I saw you last weekend at the Villain Arts Festival where he's slinging his hot sauces, and I finished one bottle when I went to visit the food court. And I had to go back to his stall and buy 2 more bottles of Smoky J. And
I love it. That was so
Smoky
cool.
J is just so good. You can drink
I actually
it.
just
So
made
good.
that today, and I'm doing another batch tomorrow morning. I mean, yeah, to my own horn, I like it, but today's batch, for some reason, I was like, this is really fucking good. I finally believe it when other people say it's really good, because normally I think it's good, but this time, like, this is pretty fucking good. Yeah, I was happy.
Wow. And I can't believe you don't believe that other people are saying it's so good. And I told you I wanted the half-gallon batch.
I'm actually gonna do probably like 4 half-gallon jugs tomorrow. If people are listening, I do offer upon request, like, half-gallon jugs for the jug club. I'll even throw in a pump. And it's crazy. I mean, we can make that happen. Just slide into the old DMs.
Will do.
I know Mark from Hot Sauce Guide, Roddy, the other day, is just like, wait a second. I'm today's year old to realize I can get half gallons of this shit.
Yeah,
I'm like, I've been
but
doing
Chris,
that for a
dude,
while.
for logistics, how do you ship half a gallon to like someone?
Plastic jugs, not bad. Regional A1 boxes fit pretty good. You just have to make sure that the thing's not going to bump all over the place. But yeah, like plastic jugs are clutch. Like a 32 ounce or even like a 64 ounce glass Boston round would be a bomb. Don't want to play that game.
I can
I mean,
wait
look at
until the Illinois Hot Sauce Festival for my half-gallon jug.
Dude, when you need it, we'll make it happen. Don't you worry.
Oh my God, Illinois is happening so soon,
I wouldn't say that. I mean,
dude.
by
It's
that
already
time,
like winter.
by
It's
that
the end of
time,
March,
I mean,
Samuel. Are you not ready for us here?
who, me?
Yes.
It's July.
It's
I
3
know.
months away.
3 months.
Wait a
April
second.
April is this week, dude.
But shit. But then, fuck.
Sam, I think we
But
just
it's like
broke
the
them.
end
I
of
think
July, right? So don't just say 3 months. Say like 3.5 months. God, that's fucking crazy, dude, to think that.
we
3
just,
months.
dude. What boggles my mind is that it feels like I just did that Christmas market that there was 36 days. It feels like I just finished that, and New Mexico already happened, and we're talking about Illinois, all like within the span of 2 weeks. It feels like 2 weeks have happened.
The fear in Samuel's eyes right now.
I mean, I guess, yeah, when I think about it, it's just like, holy shit, dude, time does fly. Normally, like, winter sucks. And then I start planting peppers and Albuquerque sweet. And then I got a couple months to just chill and goof off because nothing's happening. But now I'm trying to be smart and actually get other things lined up. Yeah, you guys did concern me a little bit now, but fuck that, it's gonna be a great time. Oh yeah, boy.
I got a question for you guys. Let's bring this back to like peppers and stuff. What's your favorite kinds of like peppers? For you, like I'm gonna go with like growth and consumption. The two questions, and we can start with like Aurea, for example. Like, do you have a favorite plant, a pepper plant that you like to grow? And then, what is your favorite pepper that you grow that you like to consume?
Okay. It's the same plant for me. It would have to
That's
be
cheating. That's cheating. That's cheating. No.
I can answer it.
I can't. You know the answer. Sam, go
Red or
ahead.
yellow?
Yellow.
I know the one too. I know those little tiny
People,
ones.
It's not a secret. I've been telling the world about it. And I wish more people were aware of how good the Biquinio Amarillo is, because I love it so much. And it's not spicy, but it's so flavorful, and it's texturally like, satisfactory. It's so good in many ways. Like, you can make it into a hot sauce. You can make it into a pickle. You can eat it fresh. And it's so good. I wish more people tried the Biquinio Amarillo more often than they do.
So the Biquinio Amarillo, I've just always known them as just Biquinio. Like, is it? It is the same thing, but that's just the full name. Those little tiny little babies.
That's what they were on the seed packet. Amarillo means yellow. Am I right?
Yeah, it is a color.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I grew reds last year and they were lovely. I do plan on growing reds and yellows this year, just to goof, maybe like throw like 3 in a big 5-gallon pot or something and just like let it rip into a huge bush. But Roddy, like, that's something, like, if you're able to get like a little arrow garden or something basic setup for your studio, dude, have one of those ripping all year round just to snack and goof off on. You'd fucking love it.
That's not a bad idea.
Or like get
Really?
like a Thai chili on one side and one of those on the other, and you got heat, you got flavor, and then that's all you need for like little snacks. And they'll be growth small. They're not going to get overbearing. Like, I have an arrow garden right now with some golden primo tallies, and like, it just seems like a dwarf plant, but when that starts fruiting, it's going to look stupid. I mean, like an arrow garden, you know what I mean?
I think my question was dumb too. I'm gonna rephrase my question, because like everybody's always going to ask you like, what's your favorite pepper? What's your least favorite pepper? Like, what's one plant that you like are not going to even grow anymore because you're like, just like screw it. I don't want to deal with this one anymore.
It's the most controversial answer. Are you ready?
That's what I want. That's what I'm
Do you?
asking.
I
Yeah.
don't want to be. I don't want to be like a troublemaker.
What,
But
dude? Bring
the
it on.
most. I
Oh,
think you guys
he's gonna
know
say Carolina Reaper. Drop it. I talk. Let's. Why?
Freddie. You're gonna get. Well, it's just when we're talking about overrated and just hyper, like advertised, and I'm sick of seeing it. It's a
You're
good
honestly,
spicy
What is
pepper.
it like?
And
you're
it's-
not
7,
alone.
8 years old with the hype, or older?
It's the hype. It's the hype that
I'm trying to think, how long has it been just throning so long?
Yeah. And you guys know the answer. Everyone in the pepper community knows the answer to this question. And honestly, I am afraid to say it because of just the consequences of the power of the person that holds, this. He's on the
He
pedestal.
doesn't listen to our episodes. Don't worry.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. It's the Carolina Reaper, and I'm sick of hearing it
Yeah,
everywhere.
no, I will agree with you on the aspect that like the popularity of it and like the hype of it
Mhm.
has been. I think it has outlived itself for way too long because the
Okay.
Reaper started being popular back. Whew, like the moment that it came out, and like it has just, even for like newer companies that are coming out like this year, or like people who are trying to like make new products, the moment that everybody drops a Reaper product, and hey, I'm one of those, FYI. I have
Same.
2 farms right now growing 400 of those plants for me right now because La Muerte is really good, and that's what I use. And I'm planning on making La Muerte 2.0 this year, which is like double the amount of like peppers and like extra stuff. So like I'm growing a bunch of it for use, but I will agree that it's an overhyped pepper still, and like
The name recognition, my friend.
it's
That's
name
it.
recognition, and the internet hasn't let it die because of the fact that it's just like a challenge. It started at some point as a challenging thing, and then
Yeah.
it just never ended. And now I feel like the popularity of like hot sauce consuming creators, be it like reviewers or like challenge people or like whatever, on like every kind of like platform, is just like they need the hype, they need the content creation, they need that like fuel to ignite their stuff. So the Reaper is always a good option for like even to eat it as a fresh pod, as like dry pod, or just like, oh, this Carolina Reaper hot sauce is like the hottest one, blah blah blah. So people will always seek that. Plus, it's a cool name. And it just
The
it
Carolina
just
Creeper.
yeah. It honestly,
Don't you want to try the Louisiana Creeper more?
I haven't even heard of that. What? Is
Oh,
that a
you
thing?
have.
Yes.
No. What? What is? No, enlighten me, please.
Mm-mm.
That sounds like a bad thing. That sounds like a thing that happens after hours or something.
I'm sorry.
There's a big well, Habakkuk. This is spill the sauce. Let's let her rip. If people are listening and if
Yo,
they don't
Aurea's
really
so
get
nervous. What's happening?
What am I
Really?
doing?
so
I'm
Carolina Reaper straight
stirring
up was an offshoot. Troy Primo created the 7-pot Primo, and he's this goat down in Louisiana. He's an awesome musician, super talented dude. He's designed tons of peppers because he has that like background. And then the whole thing was that was released. Some seeds got sent to the at Curry, and then the Carolina Reaper came out of nowhere, and they looked very similar. But it's just one of those things. Who knows? There's a huge debate. Like, is it the same pepper? Is it not? I don't know. They look very similar, but there's a lot of stuff like that out
This is
there.
very interesting information. I was not aware of that. That's crazy.
But
And
it's like it's a thing. Like it's a big divide. And then people will say like like Ed Curry, he was great at marketing. Where Troy
well,
Primo, I mean, he just made
yeah,
amazing.
dude. I was gonna say, like, look at this for example. Like, when it comes to like a name comparison, I can definitely see how a pepper called the Carolina Reaper went more viral than a 7-pot Primo pepper. Like, it's a name thing.
Well, they could have just called it the Boot Wrecker, and then it would have been like, whoa.
yeah.
Hey, man.
Hey,
I think
but
the first time I was ever invited here, I think I mentioned the purple boot wrecker from Hawaii.
That was your favorite one, yeah. But we'll come back to that.
I haven't had any 7-pot primos before.
And you're missing
What?
out. To be honest with you, having tried some of the hottest peppers in the world, I'm going to say it's a very similar. I could not, if my eyes were closed and I tried both of them and I didn't get to feel both of them, they were at the same heat level, same flavor profile. So if there was ever a controversy, I wouldn't be the one to, you know, give a definitive answer.
It's out there. People want to look for it. I think at now, like Ed and Troy, they're probably cool. You know, it is what it is. But there's definitely people in the community that are like very strong this way or this way. And it's just like meeting Ed in person. Awesome, super cool dude. I've never met Troy in person. I've chatted with Troy a lot through like Messenger and whatnot, even like voice audio chats, which I love doing, and he really loves doing too. So I love that. But just knowing that he's a Louisiana boy. One of my old culinary friends from Las Vegas has always lived in Louisiana. He moved back afterwards, and then Kyle like reaches out to me out of the blue. He's just like, "Oh yeah, I ran into Troy Primo the other day." And I forgot that he always knew him, even when I was in culinary school. And then Troy Primo messaged me, and he's just like, "Yeah, I ran into one of your cooking buddies. We had our kids at a baseball game or something, and we sat next to each other, and we were talking like whiskey or something." I'm just like, "That's so fucking cool. Like, you guys suck right now." But yeah, Troy's the shit.
And having spoken with Troy and Ed Curry, I couldn't tell you guys which one is a better person than the other, because they were both kind-hearted and welcoming people. Last year, Sam, you introduced me to Ed Curry at the Pucker Butt Pepper Company. He had me try one of his tinctures, one of his really spiced tinctures, and he was waiting for a reaction, but he didn't get it.
Nope, because you're a
He
beast.
didn't. And then Troy Primo, who I've met in person, lovely person. I've met his wife. His son is my best friend. His son is Hudson, and he's one of the best people in the world. And I can't tell you who's a good person. I can't judge them by who they are and how they've treated me, because they're both kind people. I don't know what the truth is, but I can tell you, judging from the two peppers that I've tasted, they're too similar to distinguish one from the other. And that's
Ain't
where I
that
stand.
some shit?
That's
And
the
then
shit.
outside of that, we can wrap up this little part in a second. But in your opinion, I mean, out of all of Ed's supposed creations and like Troy's, I mean, are there any other ones that should get more spotlight?
The Primo Tali, I think outside of both of those people, the Primo Tali is the hottest pepper I've personally ever tasted.
And that's not I guess it'd be weird to say like you have developed your own peppers or at least tried crossbreeding. Would you consider like Troy created the 7-pot Primo? He didn't create the Primo Tali, but that would still be kind of like, you know, one of his creations to a degree.
Yeah, indirectly. Like that's from a pepper that he created and he's known for.
Yeah,
It's
I got
a
like
whole controversy. It's a whole rabbit hole that we're getting into right now. And if you guys want to delve deeper into it, I'm willing to. And I told you, Roddy, that I've had some good wine before this. And I'm in a good
This is
spot.
where you go to
Spill
spill
the
the
sauce.
stuff. Yeah, spill the sauce, baby.
so we
But
should
no.
do another recording in a couple weeks at like 11 p.m. our time and really get
Yeah,
okay.
The
No,
later we record,
I'm
the
really not trying
spillier
to
it gets.
stir the pot, but I'm just telling you what it is from my perspective. And honestly, I told everyone that I have no right to give a definitive answer to this controversy because I don't know what happened. All I know is from what I've tasted and what I've experienced with these two people. And all I can say is that they're equally good people to speak with and interact with. The peppers are amazing, both in their own right, but I don't think that one deserves more recognition than the other.
And then, well, outside of even like, because I know like Ed supposedly has all these crazy varieties up his sleeve that he's not releasing, but like with Troy Primo, just to give that dude some more shout out. I mean, are there any other peppers that he's really put out there that you've enjoyed, like the big yellow mama, the big mustard mama, the big black mama?
No, I'm sorry.
You haven't tried any of the other ones yet?
No, I haven't tried any one of those other peppers.
I'm growing a shit ton of big mustard mamas and
Mhm.
big black mamas. I will be happily to send you some. The big yellow mamas are
Who is
killer.
naming these strains of pepper?
That's Troy Primo's creations.
Oh,
BB dub.
I've actually grown the big mustard mamas before.
They're
I know what
very
that guy's
They
search
stick to my
history looks
mind,
like.
like as far as flavor profile and
Yeah.
heat, because the Primo just sticks out so much.
Does the big mustard mama look a little bit like the pepper
Mm.
X?
What is this? Is this the most controversial show you've
We're
ever
just going.
I
It's a
I
trap.
I think we're gonna cut it there. That little bit. We I don't know. You know what though? Like, do they look the same? What's up?
I don't know.
All right, so we'll get back off the heated topic. All right, so peppers that you really enjoyed growing, or what you didn't really enjoy growing, you have mentioned. You
Mhm.
really loved growing the Bikini. I think for myself personally, what I don't like growing anymore, like ties, are just super time consuming and they drive me crazy. Even though I love the pepper, but I'll source like local Hmong communities to grow those. The ahi cherapita, I've had terrible luck with lately. I'm done with that pepper. They suck at germinating. I always have issues with them, and I'll just let the Bikinos just take over. I mean, they're not hot, but they get all the flavor and you can snack on them. Something that I really, really enjoy growing as of lately are probably Primo Tallies, dude. They're great. Like Carolina Reaper plants are more of just like bushy and like low and stocky. I felt like where Primo Tallies, they're like more leggy, like more like a tree, and they just grow more like a fatale like plant structure.
Yeah.
But
What kind of Primo Tallies are you growing? The red,
oh,
the
I'm getting stupid with it. I have at least probably 50 standard just red Primo Tallies, but I'm also growing quite a few golden Primo Tallies, and then a couple chocolate Primo Tallies. The ones I got this year, they just did not germinate as well as I wanted to. I wanted to grow a lot more chocolates, but I got the the golden Primo Tallies, a couple chocolates, tons of regular, and I'm gonna try a couple of the caramel ones too. I got from our boy Jimmy Pickles. We'll see about those. So yeah, a whole bunch of Primo Tallies rolling. What about you, Roddy? You have grown peppers. We don't want to keep you out of the loop. Is there anything that you've grown and you're just like, this is stupid, why am I doing this? Or this is amazing, I would like to grow this more often?
I think everything's stupid, and that's why I don't grow it anymore. And that's my my real answer, because honestly, it doesn't it doesn't fit my lifestyle right now. I cannot have a garden.
What do you mean?
It's
You
just
got 3 kids, you got a cat, you got a full-time career.
yeah, it's a whole lot. Like honestly, this whole like sauce business, man, it's time consuming. I work 7 days a week, every hour of the day pretty much. Like I work until like 3 in the morning. Sometimes like tonight it was one of those nights where I might be here at my desk until like 3 or 4 in the morning
Mhm.
because I have a bunch of stuff that I have to like do before tomorrow morning. So it's just I can't grow stuff, but the few times I did grow stuff, I grew peppers the summer of 2019, 2020, 2021, and then 2022 also. And I only grew I did jalapenos, habaneros, red sabinas. I did ghost peppers
Ooh.
and reapers. Red
Let's come
sabinas
back. Yeah,
have
let's come back
been,
to that.
yeah, they have been my favorite. That it's just a beautiful looking like smooth pepper. It has this like such like I've eaten a fresh pot of those. Like that's one of those like hot-ish peppers that I've eaten. That have wrecked me honestly. I don't want to eat like anything hotter than that like that.
You have
Um,
grown those, Aurea?
It's an OG. I've grown
yeah,
red Savinas, I think, every year since 2019, 2018, ever since I've gotten seeds from a friend. And it's one of the most overrated peppers, underrated, I should say, underrated peppers that I've ever grown. I've not, stopped growing them because they're just so good. They're good in sauces. They're good in as pepper flakes and as fresh pods. They're just so delicious.
And the plant, I at least I had a good luck with the plant. The plant, like it was like one of those like overproducers. I could pick peppers like every 2 to 3 days that were like ripe, like, and I'm talking like dozens and dozens of peppers. So it was a really good plant to grow. The one year that I grew it.
And what I'm looking for outside of like production rate is shelf life. And I found that those last in the fridge for a good couple of weeks.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Another outside of that, I've had crazy luck with some yellow super hots. It's I don't know who is trying to explain it to me about like how yellows ripen. They never truly finish ripening. So I mean, they could be yellow. You pick them. Let's just say if it's a chocolate pod, it's chocolate. You pick it. Those spoil quick. A red, they'll start breaking down. Orange, but like yellows, they just. I mean, I've had a handful in a Ziploc bag in the fridge, not ideal conditions. I swear for like 2 fucking months, or like a month at least, and it blew my mind. I'm like, holy shit, these things just are rock solid. But that's just with yellows. Back to like the red Savina, I grew those early 2000 when it was the world's hottest pepper when I was like a little kid in high school, and back then it was crazy hot. I haven't really grown it since. And then I got some pods last year and I like slivered some off and I was like, holy shit, I forgot. It is so sweet. It has good heat. It is to me the perfect habanero. I mean, it's such a good fucking pepper. You guys brought it up. Now I'm kicking myself for not growing any this year because God,
You like growing the weird stuff. Like every time I ask you, like, what are you growing? You drop all these names, and I'm like, he's tripping or something. He's having a stroke, saying all these like weird things that I don't understand right now.
He's having a stroke.
Compared to Aurea, like my selections could take like 5 seconds. I'm sure hers it might be a bit. I got Primo Tallies General, Chocolate Bootlas, Big Mustard Mamas, Big Black Mamas, and then like a handful of Apocalypse Scorpions and Carolina Reapers. And that's it out of my 2 tents. Like I'm just growing an abundance of smaller, but then I'm going to still start like a wave of Pequeños and Ají Limón and probably some goof off peppers. But otherwise, like I've really tried to reel myself back and not grow tons of stupid shit. Everything needs to be production purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't, I mean, us in the Midwest, we have very limited growing time. And so we have to be really selective about the plants that we grow. Some people are smart like Sam here, and some people are like me. And I grow one of each kind that people send me.
Because you're enjoying them. You're seeing the plant. Me, I need... Like if I develop a sauce with X pepper or whatnot, I'm gonna need, a good amount of those. Otherwise, I ain't gonna be able to do shit. So I do envy the times where I could grow dozens of goof off plants because they were so cool. Last year I grew tons of like Bane strain peach, God stoppers, all the Starburst, a whole bunch of King Star varieties. And it was fun, but then I'm just like, shit. But now I got all these miscellaneous bags in the freezer from last summer still that aren't doing anything because I just don't have as much to do something with.
Yeah.
You just mentioned something that I wanted to like ask. Sorry, wait, you're gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys, like, do you make sauces based on a specific pepper, or do you make a sauce to accommodate a specific kind of variety?
Ooh. Sam, do you want to go for this one first?
I'm really goofy when it comes to that thing. Like let's just say when I made hot hand banana ram for a wedding last August, I knew exactly like ají limon goes great with banana, and I wouldn't even consider like the whole sauce being put together. But in my mind, I just think banana goes great with lemon. Great. How do I get lemon in there? Preserved lemon. What's another way? Ají limon, not too much heat. And then it sucks too because like we were talking about the overhype with like the Carolina Reaper. And it is one of those things, like in a business sense, I kind of went for it. And then I thought it was the most clever name ever, like Repality. You just use some Carolina Reapers, which I have transitioned completely to Primo Tallies. But I just don't know if I can change the name, but it's just a better pepper in all shape, all ways and form. But yeah, I forgot the question.
The question.
Is it, do you make the
Oh, I
sauce
know.
based
how do
on
you
the
do
I
that?
pepper, or
remember.
do you
I
make the
remember.
pepper based on the sauce?
I I really try to think of the flavor profiles and then try to figure out the best producing, the best flavor profile of a variety. Like let's just say one drop. Originally I did like chocolate bootlas, chocolate primo tallies, and golden primo tallies. I was just trying to find, chocolate pods that would go best, or like chocolate reapers. Right now, I'm starting to figure out like chocolate bootlas. They take a long time to really mature for our short season. So I'm still growing a ton of those this year, but I'm also going to try Big Black Mamas, try Primo Creation to try to see, is that getting more out there sooner? Yeah, so I guess it could be more or less like, and then for like Pina Daniata, I wanted a yellow, super hot variety, super citrusy and everything. So, yellow brain strain's perfect, but it's not that abundant for me. I never get big yields. So I'm trying to grow out of tons of like Maruga Scorpions just to see how that plays. But you just don't know. What about you, Aria? How do you, oh, no, Roddy. Okay, we're talking sauces. I don't know. I'm getting excited.
Because for me, I just make a harvest sauce at the end of the year. Whatever I have harvested, I'm making into a sauce. You guys have to cater specifically to your needs. So, what are your needs?
For me, yeah,
Roddy, let her rip.
I'll think of the flavor profile first. Like I'll think of like, okay, I want to make a sauce that tastes like this, and then I have to decide, okay, do I want the sauce to be a little milder? And then I'll just go on like whatever mild pepper I can find. And like so far, I've stuck to the very accessible, very traditional peppers. I use only jalapenos, serranos, red habaneros, orange habaneros, and reapers. There's nothing else like
That's
in my
smart.
sauce right now. Yeah, so like it's very accessible. I'm never like out of peppers. I did start using that datil peppers recently, actually, because a farm here in Jersey like grows them for me. They're like, "Hey, we're growing a bunch of them. Do you want them?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I used it a bunch fall, and now I'm gonna make something more or something else with it this year. Yeah, so I will go first with the flavor profile that I want the sauce to have, and then I'll consider the heat level that I want to bring to that, and then once I actually bring the pepper in, I'll have to like actually modify the recipe again, to just like adjust the levels that I want. Like how much heat do I want to allow to be in the sauce? How much of the flavor of that pepper do I want? Do I even like want like any other like flavor to like also pop a little more on top of that? But I was like trying to ask you just a little bit ago, what you mentioned that you consume your peppers over the winter and you also like dry them. What is your way of like preserving peppers? I know Sam freezes and preserves them that way for sauce, but like do you dry your own stuff? Like and how do you consume them like once they're dried? Like yeah.
I'm a big believer in fermentation and the benefits of fermentation, the probiotic qualities. If anyone's aware, I'm in the medical field, and just gut health is the beginning of overall health. And so I like to ferment a lot of my peppers, and I make a lot of fermented hot sauce. Otherwise, I dry them. I dehydrate my peppers and make them into pepper powder or pepper flakes, and just this big abundance becomes like a Ziploc bag full, and that's easy to go through in a season. So although I'm growing 140 pepper plants, I only yield a few pounds, and then that few pounds becomes 1 quart of pepper powder. And so, I mean, being the only person that consumes the peppers, I have to supplement with. That's the only reason I've been, venturing out into more small batch hot sauces. And that's how I found you guys. Like
What do you
through
mean a few pounds of like out of 140 plants? Like when you say a few, you're not saying like 3 pounds. You're talking like what, like 30 or 40 pounds?
just about like I think last season I went
Just pick
through
up your dog and be like, about that much.
about 27 pounds of peppers. Yeah, if you guys don't see it, it's my my dog Chewy, and he's 27 pounds as of today. And that's about the same amount of peppers that I think 28.5 pounds of peppers last year. Most of it went into sauce making. And then the rest was dehydrated and I've consumed throughout the season. And I just eat a lot of peppers on my own.
You don't forget, Roddy, that she has a huge tolerance. I imagine, yeah, with the huge tolerance, like we're like weenies right now. We can't hang with the big dog. Like, hats off.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to flex. I ain't got shit.
I don't think I have a big tolerance with peppers, but I eat a lot of peppers. That's what I'm trying to explain.
But you have eaten like whole pods, like the big tinctures, unfazed. I think Roddy and I, we'd be like, turn in for the day. We go night night now.
But so when you eat peppers, when you say that you eat peppers, do you just like go through your day eating pods, or do you like, oh, you're having cereal in the morning, you're like, let me throw
No.
a primo tally in here, a 7-pot primo.
I'm not crazy. I don't eat peppers with my cereal. I do chop up peppers with my salads. I put it in my sauce. Like I told you, I don't eat them fresh unless they're like a sugar rush peach or a biquinho.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Those are for fresh eating. But the super hots, I tend to dry them or ferment them.
So when you're talking about like, your harvest sauces, I mean, you dehydrate. I'm sure you'd try to keep them specific, like, hey, I got this variety dehydrated, this variety, but you just have like a lot that you're just like, the hell with it, just throw it all into a batch and see what comes of it, or do you have more strategy while you're growing all these?
Well, it
Can
depends
I cut you
on
off here?
yeah.
Yo, because I want to answer that question. And mine's gonna be short, and then we can go for you. I made a harvest sauce last year. I made like 49, 59 bottles. I don't remember. And my strategy for it was I gathered all of the peppers I had in the freezer. I had 7 kinds. I had green reapers, red reapers, chocolate habaneros, white habaneros that Bobby had given me. Bobby the Mighty Mustache, shout out. He had given me some peppers, so I had those. I had ghost peppers, I had datil peppers, and I had like dragon's breath peppers too. And I threw everything into a pot, and then I grabbed a bunch of garlic, and I was like, "This is about right," and just literally didn't even measure anything. And then I started to blend, and I started to add a little bit of vinegar until it was like sauce-like, and I literally bottled it, and it was delicious. I don't know any measurements. I don't know anything. It was literally peppers, garlic, and vinegar, and it was so good, dude.
It's the best
oh my God.
thing. It's the best thing because it's a good reminder of what you grew the year before.
I
Like
dig that.
for me, the winter is a time of reflection, and with me having this harvest sauce, it reminds me of all the Costa Rican peppers I grew last year, or like the yellow naga peppers that I grew. And it's a good reminder, and it's a good way to reflect on all the mistakes, all the successes that you have. And I would suggest any new gardener or old gardeners out there to do a harvest sauce at least once a year. Just at least one pod from every pepper that you grew, and make a sauce out of it.
I'll do it. Fine. I'm sure. Okay, I think Roddy's firing right now. I think he might have something else, but I know I have a question. So we're back to like specific pods, whether it's favorite or not. You have tried an extensive variety. You have a palate. You can actually handle the heat, so you can actually taste things. There's got to be a pepper super hot, something that you don't see much spotlight for in the sense of like a created product, like a hot sauce. What would you love to see someone build a hot sauce around? Like, is it the boot wrecker? Is it, just like a super mild bikini sauce? Or is there just like some variety, whether it's super hot or anything, you're just like, why don't people use this and, get away from the big names, Ghost, Reaper, whatever it may be?
Clout aside, I would love to have the red Savina. We were talking about it today. I wish there were more pepper, focused hot sauces based on the red Savina. And
It used to be.
you guys are big hot sauce people. why aren't you making red Savina hot sauces? That's my
Listen,
question.
listen, lady. It
Yes.
is just for me. Like I have listen. I was telling Sam in one of the previous episodes. I don't know if you like listen to this one detail, but I have like
I
28.
Brady, let me tell you this. Every time I drive to work, every 12-hour shift at the hospital, I only listen to Spill the Sauce podcast.
Oh,
Over and over again. Season 1 and season 2. No
hey,
joke. I've listened to every single episode of you guys, and I love listening to you guys talk about peppers and hot sauces and talk to these people. And
oh,
I'm
so
not
cool.
trying to hype you up, but it's the only podcast I listen to.
Oh,
So
I'm not.
maybe we'll
there's
do
there's
some
a
red
couple good other ones. But yeah,
But why
so
aren't you making any red Savina hot sauces though?
for me, so I have ideas for like 28 new products that I want to release this year, and out of
fucking
those,
crazy, dude.
like 14 are hot sauces. But the problem is just like it's so time consuming. Like I'm having a hard time right now, like keeping up with like my own current lineup and like with just like being able to get help right now. Like I'm back to like doing everything myself pretty much in the kitchen, so it's just like time consuming to like deal with distributors and like wholesalers and then like the retail side of it, and then also cooking and like stuff. So like I if I'm having a hard time keeping up with like the 7 recipes that I have right now, it's going to be so much harder to be able to like make new stuff. And then like what if you people just like it too much, and then I'm just like stuck with a new recipe that I have to always be making as well. So it's just like adding so much more work to myself right now. And I feel like the answer of some would be that I could just stop making one, like choose one that I don't want to make for a while, right?
Or have like seasonal offerings.
Yeah, or have like seasonal offerings or
Like
something like
Mama
that.
Juana's, it could be like that. That would be one that I would say it's like a once a year release. Make a shit ton because it's so fucking good. Especially, and from what I hear, it's kind of a pain making. So it's like you
It's
can't just pump
complicated,
that out.
you know, dude. Sorry, I had to
Whoa.
sneeze. But yeah, so Mama Juana is complicated right now because of the fact that like the whiskey that we're using for the sauce is a small batch whiskey made by some guy, one guy operation. And right now, for example, he's out of his whiskey and I'm out of Mama Juana. So it's like, I have wholesale orders waiting for this. I have, dude, like 10 cases pre-order of this, and people are like, "Hey, where is it?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's coming! It's
For
coming!"
something like that, I would just say
Like
you buy
I'm
it
at the
directly
point,
from me or not, because that's like a special release. And I know
yeah,
you don't want to change the whiskey. Like One Drop, I use a specific coffee, and it's a small batch, dude. And if he was out of that, I would happily, respectfully just say, "Well, I don't have that right now," because you just don't have
yeah. I
the good.
mean, but I'm at the point where like Camilo and I were talking and considering just going with like something more mainstream because we want the sauce to progress. We want to continue to make it. We want to continue the availability because it has been a really good success for us. So I'm just like, if we have to make changes in the whiskey and go a little more mainstream, just to I don't know, like I can't. What if imagine this guy decides, hey, I no longer make whiskey. I'm quitting, and then what? Do
Then you
I just
just
yeah?
scrap it and be like, "Mama Juana's is dead."
Yeah, like no, I can't do
Right.
that. Like I need to figure something else out. Or
I hear you.
since given that it's like a spice whiskey, I may just have to make like my own mix of spices and use a different kind of whiskey until I get a similar flavor. This is like infringement of like recipes now. Am I like stealing someone's idea? This is getting illegal. So I think we can like start.
Well, I really the reason I wanted to be on the show is because, okay, honestly, to tell you both the truth, I've always been interested in making my own hot sauce, and I don't know anyone well enough to ask because you guys seem to, you know, go through a lot of crap to make the
Yeah.
quality hot sauce that we all enjoy. And like what I think one of your like coffee talk lives, I asked like what advice would you give to someone who's interested in starting their own hot sauce line. And I think Roddy or Sam said, don't.
I think it was both. We probably fought
No,
to get to that
they
answer.
don't. And I'm like,
I don't. Honestly, neither of us will mean it right now. I saying like, hey, we're trying to keep it in the game. Like, you stay out of it. It's more like once you started in a very serious manner, and and I'm not gonna drop any names, but like Sam and I were just talking about someone actually this morning who is a very popular name in the game right now, and just sent me a bunch of messages and was like, dude, I'm tired of this. I want to quit. This is just annoying. And I agree. Once you take it to like, it was very fun in the beginning. I had so much fun with Fire in the beginning, and okay, I'm still having fun. I'm not gonna lie, but it has gotten to the point that it's like, holy crap, this is just work. I have to do so much, and like everybody's waiting for stuff, and like now I'm trying to grow, and like there's just a financial toll of this is like the amount of like debt that that I've accumulated out of this thing, and I'm still not making money. It's just like way too like concerning in a way. So it's like once you take it in a serious way, you have to like again permits and like dealing with the FDA and dealing with like your state and dealing with like your local health department and like whatever county you're in, and then like just the legalities of stuff. Like imagine look at Zach from High Desert Sauce Company right now, and he has some kind of like legal issues with like one of his co-packers, and like it fucked him up pretty much. Like if I were to find myself in that situation right now, I wouldn't even try to fight anything. I'm like, you know what? I am bankrupt. Fight is no longer a thing. It's going to like just cease to exist because I can't take the kind of toll. So it's just business is complicated. This got like kind of sad. What's happening? I was like, oh, like that's not the way that I want to like close here.
Well, no, because it's like, and then on another real spill the sauce momentum, the industry has changed even since we started 3 years ago. There are so many people just chasing that hot ones, or that gimmick, or just that shit, and you do see a huge wave of people that like are like kind of fake it till you make it kind of people. I mean, they have somewhat okay labels. They're trying to put out a somewhat okay product, and it's like they're just doing it because they think it's like a fucking gold mine, and it just ain't coming, man. It's one of those things where it's a lot of work. You have to really enjoy it. You really have to enjoy it. You're not just gonna wake up and go, "Oh, I fucking made it. The new fucking Tabasco." But on more of a positive note, do you just plan on making something more readily available for you, or would you like to actually get your head in the game a little bit and see what you could
if
do?
you need a manufacturer, I know a guy who has a facility who might be able to make
She's
your
Midwest.
stuff.
She's Midwest, ride or die.
Oh, shut up. The East Coast is just right there. Like, honestly, I'll buy your plane
Well, we
ticket.
got beef with the East Coast.
Oh, right. We're beefing.
All right, like let's put it all out in the table. I'm interested in making my own hot sauce line, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Spill the Sauce Podcast exclusive.
I'm spilling all the sauce. And I've made sauces for myself and my family that they seem to enjoy, and I think they're fire. And there's a need for the flavors that I'm bringing out. But I just get discouraged because there's people out there, like you said, are making subpar hot sauces. And
making probably more money than we are, and they're probably more successful than we are, and that's what's so
out of
their
discouraging.
labels are just more well designed, and they're just more marketed well, but the flavor is lacking. And I think that's what's missing in the market. Like I've
Shots fired.
talked about like the the sauces that I've enjoyed so much, and both of your sauces are two of the ones that I think I've talked more than.
I'm gonna tell you, when you first ordered sauces from me, I was so nervous. I was like, oh my god, Chilipino's gonna try my stuff, and I don't know what it even is like.
You
I was
didn't
like, oh my
even
god,
know
no,
it
no,
was
no, no.
me. That was the whole purpose. I wanted you not to know that it was me until after the fact.
Once you told me it was you, though, I was like, oh god, why?
Wait, she didn't come to your
No.
personally and just get them all out of your backpack?
Oh, I didn't ask it to. I didn't ask it from you for free. What am I doing?
No, I haven't
Or
met,
no,
we
that's-
haven't met in
that's
person.
how-
I
you got
tried to pay
sauces
for
from-
it. What's wrong with me, man?
We haven't met
Yeah,
in
that's-
person yet.
How did you get your first lineup of Sam sauce?
Well, I think I ordered it from you, and then you delivered it personally to me at the Illinois Hot Sauce Festival, and that's top notch
That service.
customer service. That's
Wait,
service.
did he fight you on the ring though? Like first, like did he had to, like knock you out first?
I think we have a picture of me with Sam on a headlock, right
And I'm
Really?
just like,
outside of the ring.
and
Hey,
then,
yo,
and
if
then
you
my
find
buddy
that picture,
Chris-
I
when
need
I
it. I can
ordered
post
when
it.
I ordered his whole line of hot sauces,
I
I
need to
think I was
post it
just a
over this
regular person, and I put a comment saying, "Can you please record a video of you packing my order?" And he didn't know it was me, and that was just the cutest thing I've ever seen. And I told him, "Hey, it's me. I ordered the hot sauce," and he was like, "Oh shit, it was you."
Was that Roddy?
It was Roddy when I was
Yeah.
ordering.
Yeah,
my-
and the funniest thing was like I made a reel about it because the request said, and can you sneak in 2 meows in there? And I was like, that's really weird, but I like doing weird stuff, so meow.
Right,
And
meow.
yeah, I was like meow. Like,
Did you just say meow?
meow?
I think your video is still out there, right?
I think it is. It's
I'm
on my
gonna
Instagram.
share it just so the world has a fresh memory of it.
Oh, I had long hair back then. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. All right. Yo, we are at the hour mark. This is a
Really?
long episode.
I still have so many questions.
We can
But I
go on
think
that.
because Aurea is just like, I love Spill the Sauce podcast. That's my
I
favorite podcast. I listen to it every day. I think she just wants to push this like episode to like 2 hours so she
hope
just can listen to it a little bit more.
No, I
Yeah.
don't like listening to my own voice. So this is probably, I'm sorry to hear this. This is the second episode that I won't listen to.
Because you're in it.
Yeah, because I'm in it. This is the second one I won't be listening to.
Just send the link to the mustache and be like, sucks to suck, nerd.
Yeah. You
But no,
know,
it was awesome to have
yo,
you on.
one of these days we're gonna do like a fundraising episode. We're gonna do it live, and we're gonna go for like 12 hours or some shit like that.
It'd be
Mhm.
curious too. And then also definitely let's check in with you because we just talked briefly about, you had to start all your seeds again because they all died because you're doing something really cool, which is understandable. But maybe June, maybe before Illinois, we just should see what's new in the garden. We can do a little bit more. Maybe we can gather like some questions from our viewers or
Yeah.
listeners. Like, hey, how does she do this? How does she crush Instagram?
I don't crush
Yeah, that
anything.
dude. Your following is stupid huge.
I don't understand anything. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm here.
Trending.
No
Like
clue.
I don't understand like how you've amassed this. Okay, like we're gonna have to like do a part
Let's-
2 with Chilipino, everybody. Sam,
Please.
where can they find you?
Samsauce.com, or you can go to Samsa House at Instagram. What about you, Mr. Rodney?
No. I was gonna do Aurea first. Milady, where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me at Chilipino_pepper_co at Instagram, and Aurea's Garden on YouTube. Although I'll be posting more hopefully in the coming months.
Too busy
Wait, so
doing
you-
cool things.
Have I been saying your name wrong this whole time? You say it Aurea?
Yes, Aurea,
Oh,
like
shit.
Aurea Sunshine.
All right, I'll go for that. Yeah, yo, I like saying people's names the right way. Aurea.
Yes.
All right.
You've got it. All right. And you can just follow me at fire.co on Instagram, and fire.co is a website. And you can use fire10 if you want 10% off of stuff. Sam, do you have a coupon code?
I can. It's spill whatever you said. What do you want me
Okay.
to do? I'll do it right
Spill-
now.
Spill whatever you said 10, and you'll get you 10% off of Sam's sauce. And yeah, so do follow us on
How
Instagram
about
too.
spill Sahaus, 10% off everything. I'll make it right now.
Yo,
Spill Sahaus.
nobody's gonna know how to get that promo code. Spills the house. They'll be like, Spills whose house? Like, we can't get this damn promo code.
What do you think would be a good easy one? I'll
No,
just
leave
do
Spills house, because if the people know, they know.
Yeah,
they
they'll
bet
know how to spell it.
Spill Sahaus, 10%.
Yeah, awesome. But yeah, and follow us on the show at Spill the Sauce Podcast on Instagram. And if you have any yapping you want to yap about, you can email us at spillthesaucepodcast@gmail.com. And bing bong Aurea, Sam Hastings, and Radi out. Anything to say?
That was great.
Oh yeah, let's stop recording. But